Hey, we're back, everybody! We're about to hop into our third and final adventure of this evening. We have a legend tier game entitled Things Discarded and Things Reclaimed. Before we get into that, though, well, actually, never mind. We're not going to introduce our characters. I guess I'll just ask the four of you, what are you guys all up to currently in the moon base, in the headquarters? As we come into our adventure, Euchaunkas, you first. What do you got going on lately?
I'm eating.
What so you find yourself kind of in the cafeteria as we kind of come into this adventure. What has Euchaunkas got on the menu today?
Unicorn.
Oh jeez.
It's really good.
One of these days I'm gonna ask you that question, Euchaunkas, and you're gonna answer like a nice prime cut filet mignon from like a cow. And I'm gonna finally feel like I can relate to you and your appetites, but it's
Have
not.
you ever tried unicorn?
Have not had the option, but usually I personally stay away from sentience. It's just personal taste, Euchaunkas.
Yeah. It's not like sentient creatures are the best tasting creatures.
So you're currently just sitting in the room, kind of eating unicorn.
Yes, it is literally divine.
I'm picturing it almost like a cone, using the horn as the cone.
No, I use that as the skewer.
Okay, that makes sense as well. Do you spice it at all, or just raw?
No, you don't have to spice unicorn.
Of course. Euchaunkas, it's good to see you. So that's what Euchaunkas is up to. Selcress, what are you up to?
I'm also eating.
All right, yeah, maybe all of you guys are in the cafeteria as we kind of come into it. What's Selcress having for dinner?
Coheir.
Coheir.
Yeah, it's an Underdark delicacy.
I don't know whose meal I would feel better about eating, because unicorn sounds more appealing physically, but less spiritually. Than Coheir. What is can you compare Coheir to another meat that I might better understand what the flavor palette of that is?
Have you ever had bullet?
I've never had bullet.
Probably like something the inferior creatures eat on a normal basis.
Have you ever had turtle?
Oh yeah, it's like that.
Okay. I never have had turtle, but I feel like I can at least imagine what turtle tastes like to some extent, more so than Coheir. So
it's like turtle, but slightly rotten.
It's not rotten.
I didn't say that was a bad thing.
It's just slightly soured. It's a fine Underdark taste.
Kurogan, are you sitting down for dinner?
He's eating these gains, actually.
Or, you're just working out right now?
He's working out, but also he is eating a hamburger.
While you're working out?
Yes, of course.
What is that? Are you what exercise are you doing while simultaneously eating a hamburger? It seems slightly counterproductive, although I guess it's high in protein.
It is very high in protein, which is very good for this diet I am going on. But basically, I am doing the pull-ups and the burgers on top, and every time I make it to the top, take a bite of burger.
It's like hanging down on a string?
Yes, exactly.
That's really good. All right,
have to be very careful not to bite the string, though.
Well, I mean, of course. So do you have this set up in the cafeteria next to everyone else?
Absolutely. Got to get these gains.
So yeah, you've moved your gym equipment from out of the training facility in here, so you can. I mean, working out every moment. Kurogan's never rests.
Never rests. I can't have these guns if I rest.
Sword, what are you up to? Oh no, Sword, the full robot.
Manual.
He's not a robot, he is just in time slow.
Yeah, someone cast slow on him again. I think it was Roger. He said something about Kurogans, though?
Yeah, I
So-
think he said something with Kurogan. And Sword, you might have to disconnect, reconnect again, because you are in, like I said, full bot mode.
Of course.
Yeah, every time, I know. But in that case, so I imagine, Sword, it sounds like you may be working out with Kurogan, Sword is doing right now, on a similar training regimen. Perhaps not as...
Yes.
Yeah, Sword, really. Man, I can't understand you at all. I need you to disconnect.
And there he goes.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Roger should stop casting slow on him, really.
Yeah, probably.
Very rude of him.
Yeah.
Try it again, Sword.
Can you hear me now?
I can't. So I don't know if you might have to just completely close out of Discord and then rejoin. Is probably the way to do it. But for now, yeah, you guys are just kind of sitting around the table. Roger's been pretty busy of late. What are you guys kind of talking about as you're just hanging out? What's the discussion on the mind? You know that today is the day that you intended to go and kind of scope out the ruins of the Trash Kingdom or whatever's left there.
Trash King
That
is
is
still
correct.
around.
I mean, there have been rumors of somebody down there.
Now he's probably dead.
Euchaunkas, why do you have to be such a pessimist?
No, he's right. There's a lot of bad stuff going down, Kurogan.
You're talking about a man who can magically form into trash and hide
There
himself.
is no more trash, Kurogan.
That is
saw him
always
get
trash.
cleaned. I saw him get cleaned once, and then I had to throw up on him.
What?
Yeah, I brought him back from the brink.
Look, as long as any sort of mortal exists, there will be trash. So, he's fine, I'm sure.
Not if
So,
all the
like-
trash is getting burned up.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be somewhere where it's about to be burned.
I mean, I guess, but that doesn't
enough
seem like a
about
nice
it.
place to be.
I never said it was a good idea, but he's not exactly a smart person either, so...
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, but it's rude.
And as you are, as you're kind of saying that, you see walking in now the form, the now wizened form of Roger, who steps into the space and is kind of looking at the four of you. All right, everyone. Things are all prepared in the catapult chamber for you all to set out. I heard you discussing. There have been. I know you were going to just check out the surface, but I've been watching some of it on the display, and there's someone that's been moving around on the plateau where the Trash Kingdom used to be. I don't know. I couldn't tell who, but there's someone that's still there, despite how much of a wasteland it's become.
You think they're on our side or on their side? And she does eyebrow wiggles.
I couldn't say.
There's something different about you, Roger. You just sort of sound different.
I think he has a cold.
Yeah, that definitely
no,
sounds like a
I
cold.
actually-
Oh
I
god,
actually-
it's spreading to me.
I actually always have a cold, and today I don't.
Oh, I
Oh.
see.
So today's the one day I don't.
Well, stop casting
Yeah,
slow
you
and
do
slow.
sound less nasal.
Hey, Sword, I heard that.
Hey,
What were you saying
Yeah.
before, Sword?
I was saying Kurogan was helping me out with that manual regimen I found.
no.
He's gone again, but I heard you.
No,
I
Roger,
heard you say.
why?
Roger kind of puts his hands behind his back and does like a cartoonish wink, like "What a rascal I am,"
Oh, God.
and that's not true. And
It's not true. Selcress is just making him out to be the villain.
yeah, sorry, Sword, you're out of commission again. But I heard you say that you were having Kurogan help you with some of your reps. And Roger goes, once you've all eaten, make sure you're ready to go, because we'll be sending you out shortly.
Sure thing. I will make sure. I guess I'll have to leave the weights behind this time.
Yeah, probably not a great idea when we're going to the surface. By the way, Roger, you should probably inspect the security breach from the whole green sun getting into our mailbox thing?
I've been looking into it.
What?
Not. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, well, Lance got a card from the Green Sun in his mailbox here.
Yeah, then we went and beat them up a little bit and took back his home.
Yeah,
Weird. Why did they send him a card?
I don't know.
Because they're weird.
They were notifying him to come pick up his stuff and get out.
Oh, it was an eviction notice.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I understand eviction notice.
There you go.
We're just. Regardless, I don't know how we're going to get the.
I can't
don't know
decide
how
if
we're
you
going to
sound
lock that
more or
down.
less pathetic.
Well, we'll leave it to the chroniclers to decide. But for now, the chroniclers, they're an important component of lore. We haven't talked about them. They'll probably never come up again.
Wait!
No, I don't think so. No.
And he's walking. All right, let's get onward. And he turns around and starts walking out. He starts walking out of the chamber.
Damn it, Roger! Always being mysterious and stuff.
That's how I would always describe Roger, as mysterious.
Roger, is this really a time to be keeping secrets?
It's not really a secret. It's just a really long story. It would probably take hours to fully describe the.
We've got time.
We don't have time. We have to go see the person in the trash.
I mean, what? That's gonna, that's gonna take, what, an hour and a half, maybe? 2
When
at
we get
most?
back.
Well, I've been working on something of a light novel I've been putting together. It's pretty exciting.
Oh,
I'd be happy to start reading it to you if you're interested.
Let's go now, please.
Never mind, let's go.
Yeah, we're leaving.
You fell for my trick, and you walk
This
up.
isn't over, Roger.
Selcress does the I'm watching you thing.
Roger does not do it back. That's it. He doesn't do it back. He knows that you're
Yeah,
watching.
well, you're
him.
not supposed to.
And you find yourselves into the catapult controlled chamber, and he goes, "I'm gonna put you down over near, the recently re-erected temple to Solune. It's the closest thing. So,
Okay.
and unless you have any
This
other,
temple is close to the trash kingdom.
not really. There's going to be a lot of overland travel that you have to do, but it's the closest. He lives outside of Central City. I could bring you down right into Central City if you'd like, but then you'll have to get past the Morts.
Kurogan's is in. Kurogan's is in Central City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
let's
could bring
just
you
go
down
to
Kurogan's.
Lane's place.
Oh, fine, let's go.
I'll leave him a note. Say, we were here, and we took your cookies. To grab
I'm
his
taking his cookies.
Yeah, we're taking his cookies.
Why are we
Why?
taking his cookies?
Can you bring
Because
some,
we need snacks for the road. It's a
Do they
long
have
some
journey.
back? I didn't know there were cookies.
Do they have meat in them?
I'm sure some of them do. You're his friend too, you know.
That's fair.
All right. All calibrated. Why don't you hop
Wait.
on the pad and I'll get you sent out.
That just
Okay.
implied something the way you said that.
What?
No,
Yes, it did.
no.
Wait. I think I thought you were talking to me, but I must have missed
No.
something.
Get in the ball.
Everybody get in the ball.
All right. It's not about. It's just like a pad. It's just a circle on the ground. Because as he snaps the controls and kind of slams on the launch button, you all find yourself just encased in like a magical film as you comet down to the DnDTime planet below. And as you look down, you find yourself zeroing in on a chunk of the land of DnDTime outside of Central City, some of like the plains and rolling hills there, and it's currently it's currently pretty hot into the afternoon as you touch down into the center of the temple to Solune. It's daytime right now, so the full kind of majesty of it isn't to be completely appreciated as it is under moonlight. But you walk in and you can see above you the stained glass, the stained glass kind of depictions of the moon in its various phases, and the kind of statue of Solune that kind of looms over the antechamber there, and you stand in the Temple to Selune.
All right. Selcress is immediately going to swipe the cookie jar.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. She's not so hot at these, but apparently when it comes to cookies, she's serious.
But you have a nose for cookies, and it looks like Lance had put the cookie jar. You can see it's like it wasn't in the place where it was the last time you came here, and presumably ate all of his cookies. You can see it's now like in a cabinet behind some boxes, but you still find it, and you manage to you grab, I assume, all of the cookies.
Oh yeah, we're going on a road trip.
All
Here you
the
go,
cookies in the cookie
Euchaunkas.
jar?
We take all the cookies, and then Kurogan like dashes a couple back in the jar after everyone else is gone.
Selcress leaves a note on the jar that says Selcress was here, and then tosses a
stole
couple.
the cookies from the cookie jar.
And I owe you.
Yeah, and I owe you for cookies.
It sounds more like a ransom note, honestly. You get like the newspaper clippings with the different letters and stuff.
I mean, Selcress is just bragging about how she found it, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, she tosses a couple meat cookies to Euchaunkas. Alright, let's go! Up, Kurogan!
Of course, and on the shoulder she goes.
All right, you bring up Selcress, and you guys begin setting off across the plains. The air here in the land of DnDTime as you're heading out, I mean, as always, it's cold outside. The green sun beats down. It's an unpleasant walk, but maybe not as dangerous of a route as you would have had to have taken until recently, passing through heavily occupied Mort territory. So you're in a better kind of strategical place for dealing with someone other than Morts. As you're heading out towards the Trash Kingdom. It's a long walk across the plains. Is there anything that you guys want to do or discuss on your way? Or there's not really much to see in between then and there, so we can bring you there.
Let me
I
see.
spy with my little eye something tan.
Is it sand?
Yes, good job!
Great.
That's the 5th time.
Is the rallying banner of enduring vigor? That's like for the entire session, right?
I think it lasts 10 minutes, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I'm fairly confident it's 10 minutes, but if you look it up and you tell me I'm wrong, then
I don't see anything, but we can leave it.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a bonus action when you decide to do it anyway.
Yeah. I spy something gold.
Is it Kurogan?
It's Kurogan.
I spy with my little eye something tiny and evil, and
You're really gonna do this?
no.
Was it Levi?
Yes!
I wanted to play, but as
He's
Euchaunkas,
invisible. You can't see him.
I spy with my little eye something giant and green.
Is it the sun?
Yes, it's the sun.
Damn that sun! I hate it.
and at this point, as you've been playing this really uninteresting game of I Spy over the run, it has been pretty much that. It's just kind of flat, featureless hills that kind of roll over here, and the greenery from them. Like, there's the remnants of grass, but it's drained of color, and it's not growing because it thinks it's winter, basically. So it's just rough under your feet until you eventually make it to the area where the Trash Kingdom was. And this is where you first start to notice the real change in things. Because as you are approaching the Trash Kingdom, while you're expecting to be greeted by the familiar scent of garbage wafting over these hills, the smell that you smell is different. It's still unpleasant, but maybe in a less homey sort of way.
Yes, I always thought of the Trash Kingdom as homey.
To each their own, but at least the less comfort of familiarity, I would say, is maybe a better way of putting it. But What you smell now
Kurogan
is,
smells a smelly smell that smells
Smelly.
and beyond smelly, it smells sort of acrid and almost metallic.
Smells like me, but I haven't washed in a couple days.
Whoa. I don't need to know about your dragon BL.
For those of you
Oh
who are
God,
recently
that's what that
inside-
taste in the air is.
Hey, I washed before we came here.
I mean, was. Look, I smell with my tongue. You gotta wash up more. Even if it's a dust bath. That's what I do. I take dust baths. That's why I'm so dusty.
Moving on.
All right. In that case, as you're continuing, this smell reminds those of you who were recently in the Temple de Selune, that being Selcress and Kurogan. It's not unlike the scent of the interior of that Green Sun building.
I don't.
Green Sun again.
The
I'm
green
already tired of them and their constant jabbering about the Green Sun and being happy for no reason. The demon nonsense.
Euchaunkas, I know that we have a lead on the Duke of Winter, but hear me out. The Green Sun bothers me most.
Yeah, I just feel like the Duke will be easy to kill.
Yeah, probably. Plus, I have to show him who's the actual, Queen of Winter. There you go. That one.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
As you guys are invoking the Duke of Winter's name so much, you almost feel like the air around you is getting a little bit colder.
Guys, stop talking about that guy.
What, the guy that didn't even decide, oh, I'm still the Duke and not the King? Like, what an idiot.
Yeah,
Guys, please. We don't need you here right now.
fair enough. So let's keep going. We're almost there. The trash.
Yes, and you see before you as you're kind of cresting the hill where you would normally be greeted by mountains and great piles of trash and garbage. Maybe to a lot of people, this would seem a great improvement. As you look over, you just see, for the first time, maybe, the actual geography of the Trash Kingdom. It's usually too covered in the trash and the geography that kind of makes on its own, that you can't really see what the terrain is like underneath it. But now that you're looking at it, the Trash Kingdom, it rests upon a great steep plateau. On kind of all sides of it, normally kind of, you can just see the edges of it are rounded with trash, and there's kind of a winding path of rock that leads up to it. Pieces on the side of it have been kind of like carved away to make this like single path leading up to it. But it is just kind of a relatively flat, featureless expanse as you're looking at it from this distance. You can see it's circular. You can see a great like depression or a large crater, which you imagine was where the Sea of Broken Glass might have been. You can see a carved out winding path, which was probably the river of alchemical waste. It's like burnt out and very like colored and all these different like strange colors from whatever like magic potions and stuff had been disposed of in that river. And other than that, it is a bare landscape, save for the occasional like dotting of maybe an old newspaper or like a rusty can that's just singularly sitting there. And that is the scene that you walk up into as you approach and walk up to where the trash towers used to be on either side of where the gate to the Trash Kingdom once was.
Selcress will ask Kurogan to pick up a rusty can.
Okay. Picks up a random rusty can.
There's not many. You have to walk like a few, like you have to walk like 100 feet to the nearest thing that you see on the ground to go and pick it up.
Okay, I will fly over because I'm not touching anything else.
Okay.
These
So
bad things.
if we do find Trash King, we should probably give him something, like this trash.
Yeah, I'll just throw up on him.
That's a good idea too. Why don't you eat this can? It'll be
All right.
There you go.
She tosses it at you.
It disappears into the void that is Euchaunkas' stomach.
That is still the weirdest thing ever.
Sword, your voice record right now?
Yes.
Excellent. I like that you said yes with confidence, and it was true. Sword, what have you been doing as you've been kind of walking through here and taking in the space? Are you just like looking around? What's Sword up to?
I'm mostly just like looking at how these the kingdom is now seemingly like held up by an invisible wall or some sort of just holding.
Yeah, just completely vanished. And
it's like everybody picked everything up and just threw it in one big pile and.
Well, that was what used to be the state of the dump here, is that the Green Sun teleported all of the trash from everywhere in the world to this location. But now it is seemingly gone. The one thing that you guys do, the one feature now that you are able to notice that the Trash Kingdom used to obscure with all of its trash is you can see the edges of the Trash Kingdom. The steep cliffside that marks the outside of this plateau, leading to a depression down below. And what you can see at the bottom is there is still trash at the bottom of this plateau. You can see there are kind of piles and mounds of detritus that presumably had fallen off of the main area where things were being dumped because things got stacked up so high over time and just basically rolled off the side and collected over there. So there is still some garbage that's down there. So you guys notice that.
You guys figure he's down there?
And then on the far side of the plateau, it's kind of opposite from where you are, but it's so open that there's just a clear kind of visual to the other side. You can see a figure that seems to be climbing up over the side of the plateau and walking across it over in your direction. They don't necessarily seem to have seen you or reacted to you yet, but you just see them kind of climbing up and walking over towards the entrance that you just guys came into this empty plateau from.
Uh-huh.
Are they short?
Perception check. Tough to say from this distance.
Is the Trash King's a halfling, right?
Kinda. But this
If it was a goblin.
The mythos of the Trash King's race was lost to time, but technically is a halfling.
I don't know. I couldn't really tell with all that trash on him.
Yeah, kind of smeagly, I guess you could say, in that regard. But you're looking out across the way, and this person is too tall to be the Trash King, you think.
Oh, man. I was really hoping it was him.
What if it's one of his knights?
He has knights.
Yeah, he's got some sort of royal structure. I don't know.
Well, why don't we go check it out?
They,
and
like,
if they run, we can
Like
hunt them
armored
down.
in tin pots and stuff.
And as soon as you say, if they run, we can chase them down. That seems to be about the point that they see the four of you standing over on the other side. And you watch as they turn around and begin to just basically reverse their pace completely and go to run to climb back down this cliffside.
Well,
Who are these people?
Kurogan, go! Chase!
It's
Kurogan's
just a single
off!
individual.
Giddy up!
Kurogan, you kind of dash and begin flying after them. You are moving at a rate much quicker than they are, and it is not long. I mean, you leave Euchaunkas and Sword in the dust as you're flying on your golden wings. Selcress, you're still riding on Kurogan's shoulders, right?
Yeah.
And you get to the other side just as they're kind of like climbing down and over the... they're just kind of climbing down and over the cliffside. And you can see, hanging back down over the cliff, you see a mort.
Mort?
A mort?
It's a frickin' Mort!
Grab him, Kurogan.
I actually do grab him and I fly him up.
Whoa, wait, yo, whoa.
What are you doing here, Mort?
It's not like, for one, my name is Mort. Thank you for calling me that. No, my name is Mort. My name is Mort.
You're not supposed to be a Mort, are you?
No one's supposed to be a Mort except Mort.
I
And he
mean,
looks at you and he
obviously,
goes,
but
I mean, she said it pretty well there. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. My name is... And he begins kind of like...
Let's bring him over to you, Euchaunkas.
Hey, for starters, why don't you put me down on the ground where I can walk around on my own two legs, huh?
long as you promise not to run,
Yeah.
we mean you no harm.
Yeah, you think I'm gonna run from the dragon with the wings?
I mean, that's very true.
I literally tried to run from you, and I had, like, the entire trash kingdom as a head start. So,
I imagine this is about the time that they all notice Euchaunkas bounding at this guy like a animal.
Whoa, Euchaunkas! Don't
What?
throw up on him! Don't throw up on him!
You said he was running, and we could kill him.
No, not kill.
and he's
Jeez.
kind of like holding up his hands in defense, trying to do his best to kind of like, no, please, look pathetic. But there's still something Morty in his personality in it, where it looks kind of like he's like, oh no, don't hurt me.
Kurogan throws a piece of meat off to the side.
No, I'm completely done right now. I'm
Spit him out
What?
right now
He
on
threw
the
me.
ground.
I threw meat over there to distract him.
Okay.
and he goes, all right, hold on a second. Oh, hi. And he looks over at you. Sword, it's good to see you. And he writes down on the ground, all right, my name is... And he begins scratching into the sand, and you see him struggling for a moment, and you just see him write the word Mort into the kind of sand.
Oh wow,
and
let's
dust
go
on the
through
blanket.
good.
Yeah, this isn't working. Euchaunkas, don't you have that mind thing? Do the mind thing.
Yeah, I'll read his mind.
Wait. You said nice to see you. Do
Yeah.
I know you?
Make an insight check or an investigation check. Either one, your pick.
Yeah, it's what?
I mean, you recognize him as a Mort. 12. I mean, his Mort words are tough to hear past. And you know, you're getting some of the underlying like ideas that he's. You're getting at some of the underlying ideas that he's trying to get at. But one thing that does resonate with you, because you said it actually a moment ago, he's wearing a pot on his head. He's not wearing full armor, but he is wearing a pot on his head.
All right, I grabbed
Wait a second. I think I recognize. Sir. Why do you have Sir Potsum's helmet?
Because my name is Mort, and he kind of points at
What?
himself and gets frustrated, and he kind of gets a little bit frustrated,
Is he Sir Potsum?
Oh man.
and he starts shaking his head up and down as he says, "Nope, I'm Mort."
Gotcha.
Okay.
Wait, but
Okay,
how are
so
you?
you're cursed.
But like he's talking to
He's
us
been
like.
mortified.
Yeah, well.
Same thing.
There's degrees for everything.
At
Some
least
Morts
he
got
didn't suffer from mortal injuries.
That's pretty funny. I never heard that one before. That's really good. You rib tickler, I would
Since
describe
we've
it
come
as.
back, there's been a high mortality rate.
Yeah, that one's good too. I'm literally.
I'm sure you've heard all of them.
I'm surrounded by maybe thousands of people. Back when I was in Central for a while, I was surrounded by thousands of people who have that exact sense of humor. So yeah, I might have heard a couple of more jokes from time to time. So what are you doing here? Thought you were all dead.
What are you doing here? That's the question.
Basically, I guess.
Kurogan, you're muted.
I guess maybe we were looking for you. We heard that there was somebody here.
It's always weird when Kurogan's mouth moves and nothing comes out.
It
Yeah,
is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I got lucky. I was one of the early Morts. Some of us still have some free will.
Well, I mean, at one point we actually managed to transform someone not into a Mort anymore. It was
Yeah.
through divine grace, but
Oh yeah, let me try it.
Do you want to
You know
try
what?
and unmort?
I'm gonna wait on that one.
Sir Pots and Pans with your divine intervention.
We're gonna wait on that one.
All right. And he goes, all right. He goes, all right. Wait, you can make me be not Mort. I love this, but please don't do it. As he's shaking his head up and down.
Yeah,
well,
we'll try later.
Yeah.
We don't have a cure-all just yet, but we are certainly
Don't we have a cure-all? Where is he on that anyway?
I don't know.
Anyway,
We haven't really asked him about
Where's
it
who
yet.
on that?
Roger. He was working on it for a long time.
And slaughter mortar.
Yeah.
Murder. He's murdered now. He's not mortar.
Who is
No,
Slaughter
he-
Murder?
Yeah.
You never remember who that is.
Who?
You might have heard.
Wait.
We have said his name in front of Euchaunkas like 1,000 times.
Commander Slaughtermortar?
Who?
Commander?
He was one of the chief Morts raised by Mort.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kurogan!
I didn't know he'd been turned.
Anyway, we're getting away from the point. Where's
Yeah.
everybody else from the trash?
Gone. Some of them are Morts. Some
You know
of
what
them,
happened to... What happened to Trash King?
Yeah, the Trash King's one of the sadder cases. Well, that's why I'm here, actually. I swore a vow a long time ago to uphold the Trash Kingdom and his word and his law a long time ago, and a knight doesn't go back on their word like that.
I would know that better than most. I thank you for your service.
And he kind of nods and looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, fuck you too." And then you just see like a look of apology in his eyes, like
I just gave him a wink.
like he didn't want to, but that's just it. And he begins kind of, I can take you to him if you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. It's kind of a tough climb. Well, maybe for me
Points to the wings.
and for those two.
You want to
Uh,
lift?
Euchaunkas
Euchaunkas can put you in his gut.
No.
No, I don't want that. And that's not a Mort thing. I very much don't want to go inside Euchaunkas' stomach.
I have a way down. We're fine.
Well, okay.
All
I
right.
guess not everything can be solved by shoving it in your mouth.
I don't have a way down for everyone. I just have a way
That's
down for me.
That's a Dungeons and Dragons quote, if I've ever heard it. All right. He begins kind of walking across the plateau. He goes, he's down here. Come on. And he eventually gets to the edge. Are you guys gonna help him down, or how do you guys get down? Obviously, Kurogan and Selcress.
How tall is the cliffside?
It's hundreds of feet.
I will lift Bucket Mort down.
All right. Yeah, Sir Potson.
Yes.
And
Pot Mort
Just
down.
call him by his actual name. He's probably heard Mort for years.
yeah, and he looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, and I would appreciate it if you just call me Mort."
Well, he didn't say anything. He just helped.
Yeah, you go and carry him down. Euchaunkas and Sword, how do you guys get down?
I deploy my meat parachute.
What?
What,
I
you
know
missed
that-
the seed adventure?
Oh boy.
This
I
is
can't
true.
believe you
There
kept
is a
that.
meat parachute.
I'm just gonna hitch on with him and just ride.
Riding out the meat parachute. I need a special, I guess, legend tier theme to come up for the meat parachute every time, if this is going to be a thing. As you grace of, where was the one that I used previously? I can't find it. Oh well. You gracefully float down to the ground on a parachute of meat. I do need you to make me an air vehicles check. Or if you have another skill that you think is relevant and can justify, I'll let you.
Survival?
Can you survive the fall?
Operating a meat parachute. Maybe I'd give you sleight of hand, maybe.
Okay.
For like controlling and kind of feeling out the wind. The
Can I
meat
catch
parachute
him?
has been Swords thrown in a 14 to help, it looks like. The meat parachute, from when you last assembled it, it seems that pieces of it have maybe rotted away in certain spots. It's not as nice of a meat parachute as it was when it was assembled. And it doesn't seem to be catching the air quite the same. Sword is doing the best to kind of slow it, but you guys are going down at a rate that is fast enough to not fall 200 feet and die, but not so slow that you're not going to get hurt when you hit the ground unless you do something.
Can I catch them?
Make a strength saving throw.
How's a 25?
25, I think, is going to do it.
I have a +9 to my strength save.
And you rocket down to the ground and do the kind of like you hold on to them and then slow like afterburners on a afterburners on a jet coming in, and you guys touch down. The meat parachute gently kind of laying over you all like a blanket. As it
This is disgusting. Get me out
Euchaunkas,
of here now.
get it off. It's even worse.
Midi.
How does that?
You don't want to know where this project originated from.
I'm gonna have
It's
to
just-
repair that a bit.
That is extremely unpleasant. How does that even work? It doesn't. That seems like it should.
I'm not
Don't-
going to
don't-
ask
don't.
any questions at all. Let
Why
that
would you
Let's
ask
forget
him?
it ever
By the
happened.
grace of the power of the cloud is how it works.
Yeah, what other answer did you expect, Mr. Potsum?
I thought he'd be like, well, the meat physics—that's the meat of the balloon animal, and it works like it floats. But like, no, he just said it was. He just said it was a god. All right, the Trash King's this way. And,
Just said it was a god. What do you mean by that?
He doesn't mean anything.
Are you talking shit?
No.
Yeah.
It's
I believe in one god and one god alone, and that's Mort.
I'm gonna
Remember,
the Mort's in his head. It's just the
yeah,
Mort.
it's not his fault. Do not kill him.
His throat out.
No.
Yeah, come on, try it, tough guy. And you see his eyes are just like his head's shaking back and forth. No, like please don't try.
That morning really does a number on your self-preservation instinct, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of Morts die. Well, honestly, to other Morts, because even Morts don't like being told, "Yeah, tough guy, try it." And usually, a bigger Mort will come along and beat you up if you. There's a whole society. I'm glad I got out of there. And he begins walking through the trash here, and somehow the trash here is worse than the trash in the Trash Kingdom. The familiar smell of the Trash Kingdom returns in full force. It is, again, maybe even a little bit more rancid. It seems like a lot of the air is kind of caught in like a wind pocket as you went down the side of this cliff, and it doesn't like rise up quite to the height of the plateau. But now that you're in this kind of almost the Underdark, I guess you could say, of the Trash Kingdom, this like
What?
kind of worst part of it. Not underground at all. You're just
The under trash.
the under.
The under trash.
It's a
Yes.
great word for it. As you're kind of continuing along and walking along this ravine,
Perhaps the landfill.
Yeah.
there
Maybe.
aren't a lot of there aren't like people that you're seeing. Actually, go ahead and make me passive. What are your passive perceptions?
14.
15.
19.
14.
Euchaunkas. I mean, all of you are catching things like some living creatures. There are rats and stuff that are kind of scurrying amongst this down here. Additionally, Euchaunkas, you catch just at the corner of your eye what look like a couple of rat folk that are kind of like peering out from the corner, like eyeing you guys a little bit warily, definitely like more afraid of you, too afraid of you to approach, but they are kind of watching you as you work your way through. And there's other things that seem to like shift and move. At the corner of your eye, you see what might be a carrion crawler, kind of moving underneath a large mound of garbage. You just kind of catch the edge of its slug-like skin that kind of pokes out for a moment as it continues tunneling through piles of trash. And eventually, Potson kind of says to you, "All right, he's not much farther up. He's right over here." And I'm telling you, it's not a pretty sight.
Okay.
Or I guess he looks the same, but and he kind of gestures up ahead where this space, to better describe the space that you're in, this plateau is kind of like, there's like a crack in the cliff where this is like essentially, there's cliff walls on like both sides of you, kind of rising up. So he kind of leads you to a corner, and there's a little bit of a crevice in it where it moves to the side. And as you get closer, you hear a voice speak out to you. "Who would enter my kingdom of refuse?"
Oh, there's that familiar voice.
Hi, Trash King.
Yes, you know of me. My words carry weight. My legacy reigns for all time. I am the putrid prince, the rancid regent.
He seems pretty normal to me.
Just-
There's an extra hint of crazy in his voice.
And you look over and you can see in this corner there is what looks like just like a very small, like they're about the height of the trash. They're about the height of the trash kingdom, or the trash king rather. And there's just a couple of like piles of trash on either side, and he's kind of like ducking behind one and peering at you. And then you can see there's just like a circle of cans, and then like an old chair in the middle of it. As he's looking over at you.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Trash King.
Kurogan will... Actually, no, the can is in Euchaunkas' stomach. Never mind.
I launched the can at the pile of trash.
Haha,
Cannon.
tribute! You know the way to appease a ruler! I am the Trash King!
Yeah, we know. That's from us. Do you remember us?
Yeah, I would remember features such as you, who so know the way of politics. I have not seen one so savvy in many an aeon.
We weren't gone that
Maybe an
long, were
aeon.
we?
He looks, Mort kind of in Potson in Mort form looks over at you and goes, he was always a little odd. He had some ideas about the Trash Kingdom, and frankly, it wouldn't have been a Trash Kingdom if he didn't just say that it was. But he took the splitting pretty hard. He's gone. I can't get through to him.
now when you say you can't get through to him, what do you mean?
I mean, he used to have a mind in there where he'd like talk about stuff, and he'd want things, and he had like desires that seemed to mimic the ideas that a normal human would. See, he's not even like listening right now. Look at him. I do this all the time. I can talk to him, but anything I say that isn't like in kingdom speak, he just kind of ignores it. Isn't that right, my liege? And he goes, "Ha ha, my loyal vassal!" And he goes, "It's been like this for some time. He keeps trying to send me out on quests. He sent me out to get a pipe like 6 times. Every pipe I come back with, he says thank you, and then he throws it away. Like he, I don't know. He doesn't like it."
What did happen up on the plateau?
Yeah, what? It's all. I thought the green sun teleported all the trash there. What's going on?
And he looks at you and he goes, I've heard it secondhand, only from His Majesty here." And the Trash King just kind of beams at the word His Majesty. But he kind of goes, apparently they took it back.
The green sun?
They took the trash back?
Yeah. They.
Why did they want the trash?
I'm gonna give you my best guess, because I'm hearing this secondhand from maybe not the most reliable source, as he looks over at the Trash King and goes, but apparently this one dived out of the way and he saw it. It all kind of lifted up into the air, and it burned. They weren't just collecting that stuff for fun. They needed fuel to do whatever it is that they did up there. And he kind of points at the green sun.
Do they still need fuel? Or are they done?
Seems like it's pretty well fueled to me. Trash stopped falling a long time ago. And he goes, the Trash King kind of speaks up. "The trash drought has continued for some time, but be faithful, my subjects. The trash rains will return."
Yeah, this is kind of sad. I can
Very sad, actually.
I can see why you're upset now.
All right, okie doke. I walk over to the Trash King.
Okay.
He looks at you.
Up we go. I pick him up.
He goes, And he goes, as you're standing forth, you may enter my kingdom of refuse, as you kind of like walk up to the wall, for you have paid tribute. And he like kind of pushes aside he pushes aside like a grill grate that's kind of rusty to like open up a proverbial path. And you just walk in and pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'd like you to make me an athletics check.
I'm not like I go to reach for him and I say, up we go, I'm picking you up. How does he react to that?
As you reach down to grab onto him, you just hear him go, under attack! You see him just fall forward and dives into that tiny pile of trash in front of you, and he uses his trash magic to transport via trash, as you've seen him done many a time. And he goes, Potson goes, I've been trying that a lot of times, but he's a squirrely little guy, isn't he? And you see the Trash King. The Trash King appears in a pile of trash, maybe 100 feet away. As he kind of pops out, his head sticks out, and he shouts, "I thought that you were a loyal vassal, but an assassin, no less."
No. Hey, I'm not trying to. Here's more trash. I throw up some more trash.
He goes, "Deceit, your trash is only lies." As
Trash King.
he dives back into the pile of trash and just appears in another pile of trash, way away from you.
I sit down.
Trash King, we're your friends. Calm down. Well, maybe not friends, but at least we're here to help.
A king does not have time for friends. As he looks back, and he seems like he's starting to get kind of visibly upset, and he goes, "I need my pipe." And if you hear him go, "If I had the pipe made the kingdom."
Wait.
What?
Are you looking for a specific pipe?
He's been talking about it for a long time. Yeah, he keeps asking about the pipe.
That made the kingdom?
What did it look like?
He calls it the pinnacle or something. Pinnacle pipe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pinnacle pipe. Dude,
It
can I
isn't so-
recall from my many adventures with the Trash Kingdom what it would look like?
Make a. You maybe not, but I think Euchaunkas could have a shot.
I mean, I was in that big fight with him, so.
Yeah.
What am I making here?
Make a history check.
Ooh,
I just want to remember the history of the land of D. That was such a rare roll.
Big yikes.
History is good. Kurogan is good with history.
You remember something about the pinnacle pipe that day?
Yeah, he had a pipe.
It's familiar.
Yeah, I remember something about that too. It's not the first time I've heard
You know
it.
what? I'm just gonna figure out what the pipe looks like. Hey, Trash King, think about the pipe, and I read his mind.
And as you read his mind, you kind of see an interesting scene that is painted out. He is fixated on it. And it just seems to be almost replaying on repeat in his mind. As you begin to look at the Trash King, you see him younger. He's thinking about a younger version of himself. And he's walking across this plateau, and it is bare and empty. He seems sad. He is not covered in grime. He just looks like a young halfling boy. And as he's kind of walking across this plateau, you watch as in front of him from the sky, a pipe falls down and sticks into the ground in front of him. And he kind of looks up at the sky. And then you see a few other pieces of trash begin to boop, 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 kind of blip down. And then you see him kind of reach out, and he just rips a sleeve off of the shirt that he's wearing and kind of ties it around this pipe like it's a flag. And you see him just kind of look up at it and smile, as it looks like this was the first piece of trash that ever fell into the Trash Kingdom. And this image is just repeating in his mind, and he's just thinking that he desperately needs this thing, that this is what he needs to regain his kingdom.
He's looking for the first piece of trash.
Like ever?
Well, in the kingdom.
Mm. Oh. Think the Green Sun took it? They are meanies like that.
I imagine when they took whatever they took, everything was burned up, but...
In the image, the pipe that you were looking at, it appeared to be adamantine.
That means it wouldn't burn.
Though...
But...
That pipe...
Wait, that pipe?
More impressive.
I mean,
Is
it like magical?
Tarnish over the years and stuff, so...
and as you guys are kind of standing here delivering it, Potson kind of goes, there he goes again. Sometimes, I mean, when he runs, it's tough to catch him. And the Trash King is now, he's not like teleporting through trash, but now that he's gotten a lead, he's just kind of running along the ground, and he'll occasionally like look into a trash pile and go and kind of just pick something up from it. Look at it for a while, toss it away, as he's just searching aimlessly, it seems.
oh man, that is really sad. So, we gotta find this pipe?
I mean, that would be the easiest way.
Can you do anything to find objects, Euchaunkas? It's not really my wheelhouse.
Nor mine. I'm more big explosion lightning damage.
Oh man.
I never
about you,
learned
sir?
anything like that.
So, Potsum, do you happen to know where this pipe might be?
No,
I can't imagine there's too many adamantine pipes around.
I can't imagine that there are. I don't know how to look. I don't even know how to begin to look for it and stuff like this. The Trash King used to just be able to find stuff that he wants. I don't know why he can't find this.
How long does it take him to forget that I reached for him?
Who could say? Sometimes I'm his friend, sometimes I'm not.
It's gotta be tough.
It is tough.
Well, we can at least check on the Mort cure for you soon.
He kind of nods and he looks. I don't know if it's going to make him snap out of it or anything, but if you guys could somehow find that pipe in this thing. I mean, this place, the Trash King's comfortable here. I don't know how. He's become something strange in the time that he spent in the Trash Kingdom, but he's comfortable here, but this place is dangerous. There are things down here that I've had some pretty close brushes with death before, and he's tougher than I am, but I don't know how long he's going to survive down here. Alone, no knights, just me. What can I do? And he kind of points at his Mort body.
Hey, Trash King!
He looks back. Yes?
Tell me about your pipe.
He just zips out of a trash. He just zips out of a trash pile, kind of right next to him. And he goes, "You wish to go on a quest for the pinnacle pipe? I've been looking for brave heroes such as you. I sent a letter to Bartholomew, but he did not reply. Perhaps you are the adventurers chosen?"
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And it looks like you've got Bartholomew bucks, so we're willing to do the work.
Paid in advance. And he kind of smiles and he goes, "The pinnacle pipe is an important component. It is the very scepter. It is the stepping stone, the foundation upon which my kingdom before you is built."
It's almost like it's the first piece of trash.
Yeah, almost.
And he kind of looks back and forth and he goes, "Who told you this?"
It was a hunch.
Yeah, lucky guess.
"Well, then I won't confirm whether or not it's true, but I will need you to find it nonetheless. There is a creature down here that I think knows where it is."
Selcress will look to Sir Potsum and be like,
Has he sent you on this one before?
And Potson goes, no.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I probably... He kind of goes, do you want me to talk to the rat folk again and ask them if they know where the pipe is? And the Trash King goes, ha ha, no, mere citizens of the Trash Kingdom could know information such as this. This is a mighty beast.
What kind of beast we talking about here, Trash King?
I saw it just a few moments ago, combing through. And he kind of just points down the way a little bit.
And what is it?
The kind of curve of the plateau kind of prevents you from seeing to the point where the Trash Kingdom was previously seeing. So you'd have to move up a little bit to where the Trash Kingdom was.
Let's go then.
All right.
All right.
We'll look for it, I guess. If this will help.
And you begin kind of moving along the ground and kind of stepping over in that direction. All of you make me perception checks.
All right.
Hey, 22 buds.
Selcress is busy vaguely worrying about the Trash King. While trying not to look worried.
The Trash King kind of pops up in trash next to you and goes, do you need guidance? Or shall I wait for you at the gates?
What? Why don't you stay back, stay safe. Guard your
I am the
kingdom.
Trash King. He sinks back in and you see him pop back up over in his original spot. And
You'll look after him, Potsum?
as I have been.
All right, we'll head out. Let you know what we find.
You walk up and kind of around the corner, and as you get there, Sword and Kurogan, both of you do see something actually kind of big moving, and it's moving about halfway up. It's moving about halfway up the cliffside.
We have to follow it. Kurogan will take Selcress on his shoulders and zoom towards it.
Whoa!
All right, you just pick up Selcress and dart off. I would like you to roll me initiative.
Oh god.
Don't pay any mind to that statement. That doesn't mean anything.
Cool. Nah, that's cool.
Don't even. Hey guys, don't even trip. It's all
Don't even
cool.
trip, yo. We're fine, yo.
And then there's the banana pill.
As soon as you're getting closer, the thing that you're looking at, Kurogan, it seems to be kind of very bright and sleek. It's almost like a white chrome. As you are kind of, observing and looking over the space, and you see this thing, it's kind of flush flat against the wall, but as you begin kind of arcing toward it, you see it pick up off the wall, and it stretches out, and it looks almost like a cockroach, a giant metal cockroach with long, spindly legs that kind of stick out and dig into the cliffside, and it sort of looks in your direction. A beetle or a spider. It has like these heavy armored pincers, like I was saying at the bottom of it, and it seemed to be like picking along the wall and kind of like digging into it, but it moves up mechanically, looks over at you, and then begins kind of scuttling downward at a pretty brisk pace and crashes into the cliff ground and darts behind a big pile of trash.
Oh.
Thanks, I hate it.
As it moves on, as it actually had the highest initiative roll.
Oh, okay. Well.
Kurogan, the turn's yours. What do you want to do?
Gonna bonus action go into, I'll deduct 1 point from my wing to make it 30 feet of movement, and put 4 points into Dragon's Fire.
Okay.
And I am going to, using second level spell slots for a 4th level spell, shatter it. Where the trash was, or where he went into the trash.
All right. You are going to cast Shatter, and the Constitution saving throw. This thing's going to make a con save. It's pretty good at those.
Is it a construct?
It is a construct.
That-
Oh, that's disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Mm.
Oh, correct.
God damn it.
Well,
Half damage.
It's very good at those, but it takes half damage as it takes 10 points of thunder damage as the space explodes with thunderous sound. You watch as like the trash kind of mound that it was hiding behind and scurrying behind disappears, and from where it's looking at you, it's going to use its ready to action. As you can kind of see, it's almost like charging up a beam at the center of its mouth, and you see and a pulsing green beam of green light moves out towards your Kurogan.
Does that not interrupt it? Does it not have to make a constant save to?
Is that a thing for ready to actions?
I mean,
it's just a ready to, it's just a ready to action.
spells. Yeah.
Yeah,
spells,
no, this
yeah.
is a spell. This is just an action it's taking. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Kurogan.
ah, come on.
And as it fires this beam outwards towards you, it strikes into you, and you find your body as soon as the green light hits you. It just locks up, and you cannot move.
Kurogan, no, stop. And Selcress wobbles as Kurogan freezes up.
And in that case, that's going to bring us next in initiative 2.
Sword.
Yep, sword. What would you like to do?
First off, how far away am I?
You are currently about 60 feet away. Everyone's kind of lined up. Actually, Kurogan moved up, so you're like 90 feet away right now. Because Kurogan, you like ran up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll went after it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're about 90 feet away right now, sword.
In that case, I'm going to, I'm just going to go ahead and move up my 30 feet and throw out a spiritual weapon.
All right, 19 is going to barely hit as you strike it with your spiritual weapon. Go ahead and roll damage on that. 12 points of force damage as your spiritual sword strikes in and kind of cuts into the armor that protects this creature. Anything else on your turn?
Oh, actually, since spiritual weapon was a bonus action, I can double dash.
All right, so you're just going to run up and get kind of close to it. So you're about 30 feet out right now.
Right.
Great. That's going to move us next to Euchaunkas. What would you like to do?
I move 60 feet, 30 feet. And
Okay.
I call lightning.
Classic.
It's made of fucking metal too.
Does that actually proffer additional benefits on Call Lightning? I know it does for Shocking Grasp.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't, but it should.
It's cool. I'll tell you that much. It's really cool. Gonna make a dex saving. Oh, rolled 2 GM. Oops. Oh my god. Rolls a 26, taking half damage, which is still a lot of damage. 31 halved to 15 points of damage as the lightning bolt strikes down and kind of clatters into it. You see its joints kind of like wiggle a little bit and get a little bit stuck. Next, that's going to bring us to... I'm sorry, do you have anything else on your turn, Euchaunkas?
No.
Selcress, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna hop down off Kurogan. How far away am I?
It's probably a good idea. You are currently 60 feet away.
Yeah, that's good. Is there any cover?
There isn't. Wait, is there cover like just around you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can. There's trash. You can always just duck behind trash.
Well,
You'll
I
have
duck behind.
to get dirty.
I mean, I'll duck behind trash.
All right, you duck behind trash.
I've done worse.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna flip the cape.
All right, you flip out the cape, and your allies all gain 8 temporary hit points.
That's kind of a low roll on it.
Everything counts. And you still have...
Is that an action? Or it's an
that's
action.
Oh, that's an action. Okay, so you still have a bonus action if you want to do anything with that.
Yep.
And I'll send Levi flying forward. Go get him, Levi.
All right. What's Levi's speed?
40.
All right, so Levi's almost to the metallic creature. As we move to the top of initiative, I believe, which is the Reclaimer itself, which is going to scuttle forward extremely quickly towards you, Kurogan, and make 2 attacks against paralyzed you. 13 would miss, and 22 would hit, correct?
Yep, and I presume I can't use shield.
That is correct, because you are paralyzed. So because you are paralyzed, the miss hits for 16, and then
No.
hit.
Advantage, and then another hit. There's a crit.
Okay, so I missed so I'll do the extra roll for advantage on the second one. My mistake. So it's 17. What does 17 hit?
Does not hit.
All right, cool. So then you just take the crit on the second one, which is 20, and then an additional 2d8. For another 3, well, 23. And then it's going to also... actually, we're going to roll another d6, see if it recharges. It does not. It's going to charge up a different beam, and this time a much more narrow beam of green light flies out, and while you're paralyzed, it's going to keep going after you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Crowley, while you got that off the dome, is dex save disadvantage or auto-fail?
Auto-fail.
That's what I thought, yeah. For 29 points of force damage, as it point blank, just while you're paralyzed, blast this like green laser into you. Kurogan, you feel some hefty pain. The paralysis ends.
Oh, that's some BS.
The paralysis ends. It only lasts for 1 round. And that's all for the Retriever's turn. As we're going to move next in initiative to Kurogan.
Okay.
Get him, Kurogan! Beat him up!
What was second wind again? Was that an action or
It is
a bonus action? I'm going to second wind.
That's a good idea.
It should be 16, not 15. I just haven't updated +9 to +10, so it's 16.
Gotcha.
Oh,
That's a tasty damage. That's a lot of damage you took right there.
that is a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And then I'm going to, since I'm still in fire, it's right up against me.
That is true. It's a melee range.
It's still going to get shattered.
Shattering it again.
Yep.
Fourth level again.
Yep.
It's going to make a con save with disadvantage. Does a 15? 15 barely succeeds.
Yeah.
It's got a really
Still going
good
to take a
con
hefty
save.
sum of damage, though.
So it's going to take 14 points of damage, half of 28. There's another large explosion, the metal plating on the outside of it. And you're looking at it closer now. It looked like metal from a distance because of the sheen, but it's just something you're not sure what material that could actually be made of. And
Then I'm going to action third.
Oh shit! Fair enough. What next?
And it's going to get some dragon greats.
Yeah. Oh geez. All right, both of those are gonna hit. 27 and 28 do hit this thing's AC, as it turns out.
Cool.
Which that's probably for the best. Things would be scary. So another, 26 points of damage on top of all of that. A pretty good round, Kurogan.
Fuck you and your bullshit paralysis.
It does not respond except to say. Anything else on your turn?
That's all I got.
That's good. That's enough. You've done enough already. That's going to bring us next to. Is it Euchaunkas next or Sword?
Sword.
Sword. What would you like to do
And
first?
I would be like right up next to the Reclaimer and Kurogan,
Yeah, you can get right up next.
since he's basically moved up to 30 feet.
Yeah, he moved up 60 feet in a single round. This thing seems very fast.
All right, I'm going to get close enough to cast Cure Wounds. Okay.
I will accept it and thank you greatly.
All right. You gain 14 points of health.
I'll take it. Any bit help.
Then I'll use whatever's left of my movement to back off and to the side and attack with a spiritual weapon with a bonus.
What's the movement on spiritual weapon per round? I think it's only 30 feet, right?
Oh no, it's like 20. Shoot,
Okay, yeah. So you can start.
Yeah,
moving
where you
spiritual
said he
weapon
started
closer.
moving. Yeah, I'll just move it and try
Just
to
a
get
bunch
it
of
within
spiritual
range.
weapon. Just a spiritual weapon deciding to dance its way forward.
But yeah, the spiritual weapon begins to move forward as this thing is definitely outstripping your pace on the spiritual weapon. It's going to be hard for it to keep up, unless it remains stagnant, which it doesn't seem to want to do much. That is going to bring us next in initiative to
Shank.
Shank.
Shank
Shankos.
goes.
Shank the tank.
Shank the tank, calling the lightning.
Gonna make a dexterity saving throw.
See,
You're hitting these guys. You're hitting this guy's best, the best facets of this guy's game.
apparently.
As it's going to take half of that damage, which is
Still 13.
13 points of damage. Another 13 points of lightning as the great big cloud blesses you once more with a strike. Anything else on your turn, Euchaunkas? Your own
punch a
spiritual
cloud.
weapon pops out. 29 is gonna hit. Jesus Christ with these rolls. Roll damage.
15.
Oof. 15 points of damage. Not too shabby. For a spiritual weapon hit. What level did you cast it at?
4th.
That's a good-ass spiritual weapon. Or actually, that's the next point where you get the upcast, right? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense. All right. That's going to bring us next in initiative to Selcress. What would you like to do, Selcress?
Okay. So the reclaimer
Yes.
is being very wiggly.
He's being very wiggly. He's moving around, doing lots of stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah, bees. I always forget, but bees.
Well, so Chris is gonna reach out a hand and try grasping out at it, and she says, "What? Stay put." She casts Hold Monster on it.
You cast Hold Monster on the creature. Unfortunately, the Reclaimer is immune to the paralyzed condition.
Oh man.
Yeah, as you go to hold on to the thing, you're trying to like find the binds in like maybe it's psyche or it's mind where it's able to be kind of like caught, and it's just lifeless in there. And
But
kind
it's not immune to bees, though.
it's nothing's immune to bees. Not even creatures immune to damage are immune to bees.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
But you hold out the Hold Monster. You think that this thing is unthinking. Like psychic damage probably wouldn't work on it either. You intuit.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. Anything else on your turn?
That's a slot gone.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it sucks. I do have things I can do. Do I get the feeling necrotic damage would probably work on it, or no?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana's not my thing. But okay.
Sometimes forget you're not Rem.
You think that might also be a bad way to go?
Okay. Bad way to go. Okay. It looks like... So anyway, I started blasting. I'm going to use my bonus action to move Levi.
All right. Yeah. Physical damage. I mean, the hide of this thing is obviously tough, but physical damage seems the best remedy on this guy. And you move Levi over. What does Levi do? Make an attack roll?
Yeah, he can sting.
He can get up now. All right.
Well, yeah, he can sting.
15 unfortunately misses. He goes to sting in, and Levi looks back at you like, "How am I supposed to sting this metal?"
I don't know. Get sharp. Get real sharp.
And Levi kind of gives you a thumbs up, like, "I'll try." But that's going to bring us next initiative to this creature, which is going to whip around and make a pincer. It is going to make a four-legged. Actually, it's going to roll a recharge first. Roll D6. It does not. So in that case, it's going to use its beam first at you, Euchaunkas. The beam kind of and the thin green beam blasts out at you. I need you to make me a dex save. Oh, bad roll. You barely succeed on the dexterity saving throw, taking half, so 5 points of force damage. Can you even fail that con save?
Yeah.
I guess you could crit fail, yeah. So roll it up. Yep, there it is. And the call lightning.
You did this.
I have power. Everyone hear me now. I, as a DM, have power.
You need to stop.
Stop.
And the lightning calls down. The lightning cloud dissipates. And that is the beam attack. And then it's going to make a 4-leg attack as it strikes down at you, Kurogan, because Sword, you moved away. 24 to hit, Kurogan.
It would, but shield.
You throw up a shield defensively. And then, Selcress, you watch as a leg sticks out to the side and just stabs at Levi with blind sight.
What? That's not cool.
That's what he does.
And he stabs Levi.
Can Levi survive 10 points of...
He's got temp HP. He's fine.
That's true. Yeah, he's got the temp. So Levi takes damage, and this thing is very much aware of Levi and visibling around him as we move. That's all for his... Actually, you know what? No, he's going to skitter away a bit. You watch as he's going to provoke an opportunity attack from you, Kurogan. Actually, and Levi.
That's a reaction, isn't it?
Oh, you used a reaction to shield.
I used my reaction to shield.
So
Alright,
Levi...
Levi. Ugh, come on, Levi.
goes to sting. He just got stabbed with a big claw, so cut him some slack.
I think it's time to change Levi.
I'm working on it. I thought I could hold it.
As the Reclaimer skitters off and begins kind of climbing up the side of the wall, moving away, charging a blast to keep firing at you from a range while it does so, as it steps away 60 feet with its incredible speed. We move next in initiative to Kurogan. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna fly towards it 30 feet and fucking shatter it again, because fuck it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good... I like the spell pressure. You're hitting his best save, but half damage there is going to be 12 points of thunder damage as it explodes again. Bits of the cliffside kind of crumble away. I let him make a dexterity save to see if he's able to hold on while the cliff's getting destroyed. But he's
good at everything.
He's good at those two things. He digs in deeper, and you see he's unable to fall. Anything else on your turn, Kurogan?
I'm gonna bonus action. Nah, I'm gonna save that, actually. I'm good for now.
All right, that's gonna bring us next to...
Me.
Sword. What would you like to do, Sword?
Okay, first off, did he move back into my spiritual weapon reach?
Actually, where he originally was on the cliff is close enough to your spiritual weapon, so you can move it the 20 feet and then be able to attack with it. So you move your spiritual weapon kind of back to where it was.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take another swing.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll. 28's gonna hit, man. As much as I'm rolling well, you guys are also rolling pretty well. 10 points of force damage, you smacking. Except maybe Levi.
And then I'm going to cast Insect Plague on its position.
Insect Plague. So he's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. Which, oh wow!
Yes! Finally!
He fails the Constitution saving throw, and he's going to take the full piercing damage as the insects are kind of biting and poking in. I guess this would be. It feels like it's mundane because you're summoning insects, but I guess they're magic insects, so it counts as magic damage. As he takes the full 25 points of piercing damage as these insects are piercing through his hide. Also, gotta remind me to do bees at the start of his turns.
More bees.
But I'll give him a bees from the last round.
A lot of bugs.
Bugs are the real weakness of everyone.
That's true. As we move next in initiative to Euchaunkas, what would you like to do, Euchaunkas?
How far am I from him? Like 60 feet?
Now, did you move? Have you been moving closer with everyone?
Yeah, I've been trying to stay within, a reasonable range.
Then you're about 90 feet out, I would say. You just moved 60 feet backwards from Kurogan, who you were behind. So that seems about right to me.
Okay, then I move 30 feet, and... What do I want to do? You know what? I'll throw a shatter at him.
Yay! Shatter!
It's a shatter party today. He's going to make a con save with disadvantage, which he succeeds.
Yep.
He's going to take...
4.
Okay. For some reason, that felt like it might be a buff moment, but...
Oh, no.
It's only the level 1. All right, yeah. The 4 points of thunder damage. There's another explosion at the cliffside.
I should also know...
another chance to fall, but he does not.
Anywhere within the insect plague's range is difficult terrain.
That is good to note. How wide is the insect blade?
20 feet.
Okay.
That's my move.
All right. That's all for your turn, Euchaunkas? Yep. All right, we move next in initiative to Selcress. What would you like to do, Selcress?
Oh, I'll move my spiritual weapon slowly towards me.
Yeah, the little punchy cloud begins kind of floating along.
Dangerously floating towards it.
Just, he's going to get you. Selcress, what would you like to do?
How far is he from Levi?
From Levi, now 60 feet.
Okay, well, he is fast.
Kiting backwards along the ravine here.
Well, good thing Levi has the range. And Selcrest is gonna snap her fingers and be like, just
Heck him up, Levi! Get him!
and Levi will turn into
Get sharp!
and he turns into a sharp barb devil. Icy barb devil.
Excellent. Levi's form shifts. The ravine grows icy cold as Levi transforms. And then I imagine Levi is also going to make some flame attacks.
Indeed he is going to make some flame attacks.
24 and 25 both hit for 10 and 11 points of fire damage respectively. This thing doesn't seem to have any resistances to flames as big burn scorch marks appear on the carapace of this beetle-like creature.
Yeah, how you like that? It's not nice, is it?
It says as it charges up a beam, and we're gonna actually roll to see if it. We're gonna roll to see if it gets a better beam. It does not. In that case, it. This time, instead of attacking with its claws, it fires off 2 beams in rapid succession, as it's going to send one hurtling. Send one hurtling towards you. Actually, he's gonna send both of them at you, Sword. I usually make me 2 dexterity saving throws, Sword. Oh, that's a ridiculous roll.
Oh no!
You succeed on the tough one. That's good. And you fail on the lesser damage. So you take a total of 46 points of force damage as this thing blasts you with 2 beams of green light. The first one you barely dodge. It kind of cuts into you as it explodes the ground behind you. The second one is a direct hit. And then the creature kind of scuttles even a little bit further backwards, kind of kiting along the edge of the cliffside here. As he moves back out of the insect plague, actually, at the start of his turn, he took 10B damage. Does he take more insect plague damage at the start of his turn, or did he take that damage that he took when his turn started there?
Hold on, let me check. Because it doesn't specify, but I mean, it's more like
Ends turn.
a stationary spirit guard.
Okay, yeah, so if he ends his turn. So yeah, he skirts back out of that. He only can move up to 40 feet, and he doesn't even move that far. He moves outside to the edge of the insect plague, backwards another 30 feet, leaving him about 90 behind you, as he continues to kind of kite back. And that is all for this creature's turn. As we move next into the initiative to Kurogan. This thing's just running away from you, but has this like oppressive beam that it's firing as it does. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm flying up another 30 feet within range of it. And I'm going to fire off a chromatic orb at 3rd level.
Cool.
Thunder.
Excellent. Fire away.
natural 20.
That is going to hit. Oh my goodness.
Oh, son.
14, 30, 43 points of damage with one chromatic orb. That is
It just charges up in his hand, and as he launches it forward, it cracks the cliff behind the creature.
There's an incredible like explosion of thunder as it hits into him, and you watch as like bits of the armor kind of crinkle in on themselves, and the creature does kind of lose its footing, but it still manages to like dig and hold it into the side. But
Stop rolling 19s.
I can't help it. It's who I am. And
Pete.
The creature is starting to actually look like legitimately battered now, despite its incredibly tough hide. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna bonus action change into my dragon's hide, actually, and give myself resistance. What was that beam that it fired? It's force damage. I don't think I can do force.
Yeah,
I cannot do force. Just I guess lightning damage in case he decides to throw lightning at me or something.
Fair enough. You grab resistance to lightning damage just in case you need
Also, I'm Lorge.
as you become Lorge. And that is all for this creature's turn. This isn't how I expected this fight to go. It's a very interesting way it's been turned out.
My turn,
though.
actually.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's all for your turn. You should have said it was this creature's turn, because it would have been your turn again. As we move to Sword.
Damn it.
You've made a grave mistake. Sword, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna cure wounds, my bud. Because that really hurt.
Yes. All right. You've gained 21 points of healing. What level did you cast that at?
4th level.
Oof, that's a beefy cure wounds. What else would you like to do?
And then I'll have my spiritual weapon attack it, move and attack it since it didn't go.
All right, yeah, the spiritual weapon continues to try and catch up. It moved further than the spiritual weapon can travel, so it's not able to get there, but you're getting it closer. As we move next to Euchaunkas, what would you like to do, Euchaunkas?
Get off the stupid wall.
It can't fail.
I call lightning.
It's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Hey, it fails.
It takes 50 damage.
Oh no! As the lightning kind of courses down, you see it like locking up its joints in places. It's too kind of like dug into the wall to like.
And I push it 10 feet.
Oh, if forced movement that would cause fall, he usually traditionally does get to make a dex saving throw. Or alternatively, you can push him 10 feet dragging along the wall.
No, he can make the dex save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go to push it, and as it kind of like goes to like pull him out from the wall, with the lightning, as it kind of like splits between them, he digs in and holds on, but he does take 50 points of lightning damage, which ain't great for him. As we move next to Selcress.
Fuck about Selcress and leave it
Oh,
alone.
and I move 30 feet.
All right. Well, since everything else didn't work, I'm just gonna start blasting.
She calls out over like, and then she'll just fire some Eldritch Blast. She's firing her laser.
Just like this thing's been doing to you, I guess to other people in your party, you fire your laser, 26 hits. 15 does
All
not.
right.
For 9 points of Force/Cold, which hurts it.
Deal with that.
In your case, this time, the simplest option is the best one against this particular guy, as you hit for 31 points of damage. Now, that's a good round, too. Yeah, this thing is very much nearing defeat. As it passes onto its turn, you watch as it just kind of sinks into the wall, unmoving as it goes kind of like almost prone against the wall, the way it was when you first saw it. And then you see like green lights begin to blow up on it from like broken places around like the head of this creature, sort of. It's a large creature. The head of it, it kind of like panels begin to go out, and you see like arcane sigils begin to appear on it as it's doing something different. And at the end of its turn, you watch as a shimmering green portal appears over to its left as it seems to be trying to make its escape. That is all for this creature on this turn. Actually, no, it can also...
It gets speed damage.
It takes B damage. It also is going to roll to see if it recharged. It successfully recharges and is actually going to throw a paralyzing beam at you, Euchaunkas. And you should make me a con save. You succeed, and you are not paralyzed as this creature is against the wall, trying to escape, but still kind of helpless at the moment. As we move,
It shows wrong, because it's my turn.
Yes.
And I'm going to dash 6. I'm actually going to bonus action remove my hide and put 1 more point into my wing, so I have 60 feet of movement.
All right.
Now
keeping pace with this thing.
Yep.
Thrusters engaged.
I'm also going to put 2 more points into my AC to buff it once you won.
That's
And
pretty good too.
I am going to get within melee of it now, since I have feet of movement.
You
And blocking off its
engines on the
exit.
back of your Iron Man armor thrust into power, and you zip over. Go ahead and
I'm blocking off its exit and attacking it.
All right.
21.
21 will
16.
hit. 16 will miss. 21 barely hits because it's taken like this defensive posture, but 21 is what you needed. As you hit it for 11, you slash into it. You kind of pull back.
And I'm in its way.
You'll get an opportunity attack at least as it tries to move past you into this little portal it's made for itself. Kind of bright green. On the other side of that portal, you see something not dissimilar to what you saw in the interior of the Cult of the Green Sun not too long ago, when you kind of climbed through the inside of that building, the Temple of Selûne.
Stop it from getting in the portal!
Is the portal like a magical effect of some sort, or is it?
It appears to be magical in nature. Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't pack Dispel Magic, and I didn't realize that it was a spell. Otherwise, I would have counterspelled it.
It was a funky spell.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was more of a magical effect than a true spell. But you stand in front of it and you're guarding the helm. As you kind of peel back, you can see into Kurogan. As you tear apart, like, its head is exposed, and you can see like the inner workings of it. It's currently unmanned, but there's something that looks like it might have been a control center, and you can see what looks like almost an image. Like, the controls here are like this like smoky kind of green smog that are kind of like floating up, creating a display, and you can see something that looks like the Trash King visualized on it.
What?
That's just describing that's something
That's
that Kurogan
weird.
that melee as he's beating this thing up. That is going to be all for that's going to be all for that as we move to the next initiative, which was sword. We're about to do sword.
I'm gonna take my spiritual weapon, get in its range,
Yeah, it can.
or did it move off again?
Nope. You stayed where it was and got into this defensive posture to escape. 21 is going to barely hit again. Jesus. Roll damage. 16 points of damage. Another smack. Bits of it are kind of like smoking and kind of like moving at an angle, like they're obstructed at this point. What else you got on your turn, sword?
Torn.
Well, I do have this. Where is it on my spell list?
Whatever you do, just fuck it up.
That's the idea.
I'll keep in mind that where it is on the wall, it might be hard to avoid Kurogan with this as well. since Kurogan's like
I
adjacent.
can tank it, it's fine.
Okay, just letting you know. So Kurogan and this thing, I usually make me a dexterity, both of them to make dexterity saving throws. While it's in this defensive posture, it does not move and uses its con for its dex. But it still fails.
And I succeeded.
And Kurogan succeeds, so you take half of both of them. Well, you take double half on the fire damage.
Yep.
So you take 5 points of fire damage and 9 radiant. This creature takes a full... This creature takes a full 38 points of damage, and with that, as the flame strike erupts from underneath it, you see parts of it kind of like begin to char and blacken with like the holy light as well mixed in, and it just kind of detaches from the wall. The portal that was beginning to appear kind of disappears, and it clunks and clatters to the ground below. As it does so, you watch immediately as a bunch of like rat folk that are over in the kind of surrounding trash on the ground run out almost like Jawas in Star Wars and begin to kind of like pick at it.
Hey, get away from that.
Out of the way!
Levi,
The
find
bees are still around it. They'll start stinging the rats if they get too close.
Yeah, and one of them probably dies to bees, realistically. As you guys kind of shoo them off, the rat folk all kind of scatter, a couple of them holding like miscellaneous like panels and pieces of it as they run away. But the thing kind of comes down resting to the ground.
Now we check it.
Yeah. Levi, get in there. Come on, chop chop.
Punchy cloud, punch holes.
And I'm just gonna tear it apart with my bare hands.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Levi's gonna tear it apart with his bare claws.
Try to salvage
yeah.
whatever you can from it. Roger might be
Yeah,
able to.
I think we should take as much as we can of this.
Okay.
That's fine, but I would also like to check inside it.
All right. Well, I can have
Yes.
Levi look. He's small.
She looks over to him as him not small and gestures for him to get small.
Everyone make me an investigation check as you're looking around this thing. I mean, obviously,
Sure.
you break
What
this thing
about-
apart.
What about a
I am-
perception check?
That ain't going to
Shit,
do it.
surprised I hit that.
Bam.
All right, investigation check for Levi.
Kurogan is clearly the best investigator in the whole world.
You
Yup, the
investigate,
snap of
you
metal.
investigate the inside of its stomach by ripping off the weird panels that protect it. And, oh yeah, there's stuff in there too.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff
you,
there.
You determine. But
What a
Selcress,
shiny rock.
you kind of are, with your investigation, you kind of determine, hey, the thing at the head might be important, all of these weird controls where Kurogan saw the trash king before, and make sure that no one destroys it. As Sword, you kind of move into this space and begin looking over the panels here. And as you do so, you find that you kind of go to where I described the trash king that was kind of, encoiled and boiling up in smoke at the center of it, forming a shape of this individual. And you're looking at the various like displays and interaction points here, and you determine that this seems like it was like seeking the trash king, and based on an indicator that you see, seems to have also known where the trash king was, and it was only a matter of time before it just went to the trash king and tried to do to him what you guys just did to this creature.
Oh boy.
Additionally, however, Sword, what's on your mind at the moment?
Looks like we came here in the nick of time. This looks like it was scanning for the trash king. I mean, it's just by pure coincidence we got here when we did.
That's not good.
And
I wonder if Roger can examine some of these components and see if he can't figure out like a way to see where it was going. Maybe we can use it as a way to find out who sent.
I mean, it
and as
looks
you
like
put your hand on these controls, Sword, and you start to focus on Roger, you see the little kind of smoky array change in its appearance. And it no longer seems to be detecting the Trash King, and you see a little smoky image of Roger appear.
change it to something else. Change it. Who should we change it to? This sounds fun.
Bartholomew.
He's dead.
You see an image of Bartholomew appears. There are no additional
we can
indicators,
find them now.
however.
Mm.
The
It
other
looks
two
like
seem to
that
have
could be-
indicators.
Used to track things. Wait. Think about the thing.
No thingy.
The pipe. Maybe you can track that.
Oh, maybe. Give it a shot.
Although we might have to fix it up a little bit.
Give it a shot, Sword.
All right. The pipe.
You begin focusing on it, but you don't know if you have a clear enough mental image of the pipe to do it. Like, it starts to manifest, but it doesn't seem to register it because you don't know what the pipe looks like.
Maybe if we give it to the trash can.
Euchaunkas?
Um,
You know what it looks like, right?
Euchaunkas has seen it.
Euchaunkas then.
What?
You do it, Euchaunkas?
Euchaunkas drop.
Oh,
What?
Well, that was perfect timing.
he's just like, I will never grab this pipe.
Yeah, never.
Not ever.
Like,
Come on,
Just stick your hand right here and faint.
I'll give you a meat cookie.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to him.
he
He
dies.
There he is.
Hey,
Hey.
Euchaunkas.
You okay?
You good?
Girl, you there?
Girl.
Crowley's still dead.
Nope.
We'll give him
Great,
another
he's
second.
almost-
This is a critical moment that we very much need him for.
Yep.
Yep.
Of course it would happen right now. Hey, Crowley!
Crowley,
Rally.
do the old relog arena.
Oh my god.
Why is he
What
dropping
Technical
down? That chart?
difficulties
God.
today, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Well, regardless, I think it's safe to say that Euchaunkas can put his hand upon, and it points out the direction of the pipe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll get to that next time.
Next time. You're not the DM.
I was gonna say I would actually like to resolve that now.
Okay, cool.
All right, we'll head in the direction of the pipe.
All right, following this thing's cues, spatially, you're not entirely certain how this very strange kind of heads-up display is working. Okay.
I mean,
he's gonna try again.
Selcress can have Levi. Selcress can man the thing and tell everyone which way to go while Levi goes with them. So it's like a point of reference.
By the way, Euchaunkas, were you
Yes.
down to put your hand on the thing to find the pipe?
Yep.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
I was trying to say it, and then, I don't know, it's like something blipped, and I just couldn't say anything.
This-
No more words for you.
the Green Sun curse, and you. All right, you don't find that you can man this thing. I mean, it's been pretty thoroughly
Fucked up.
dilapidated.
Well, I meant like, Selcress is just gonna point. If they veer off course of the indicator, Selcress is gonna point them back in that direction. That's all.
Okay, yeah. But you begin kind of watching them, and it's just kind of like spatial distance relative to this thing. So you're having a hard time at first figuring out how to even interpret it. But eventually, through trial and error,
This is just a big game of harder and colder, isn't it?
Little more to the left. No. You're cold. But no, that's really cold. Cold's bad, by the way. I know I'm like the ice queen, but like cold's bad in this case.
you find sticking up. It'd be funny if you were just like, colder is the good one. And you find sticking up out of the ground, perfectly straight, save for the one bend within the pipe itself. You find what
I
must
got
be
it.
this pipe.
Yay! We can return it to the king, and he can go back to normal and become our ally.
I mean, it was just right here. I don't know how they...
Wow.
Kurogan, come take this thing's head.
Okay, I gotta take the head.
I start walking back toward the trash can. The pipe.
As you kind of separate
And
the
I try to separate the components from the giant roads to see if we can take it back.
All right, yeah, you gather up as many of the components of this thing as you can. As you separate the head from the rest of the body, you watch as the heads-up display just shuts down. As it's now completely broken.
Probably should have taken that hole.
That's fine. He took it clean.
Yeah,
We can
it's
just
fine.
tie it back together.
Yeah, the head itself is still intact in of itself. It just doesn't have anything else to presumably support
I
it.
just don't want to get like tracked or anything, you know. It's like so we'll just make sure that it can't do anything until we're ready for it to do something.
And with that, you walk back over to where the Trash King is, and as you get closer, he says, "Ah, I am the Trash King."
Yes.
We've got tribute.
No.
No.
Trash King.
Yeah.
I have the pipe.
He looks at you and his eyes kind of widen. "You've brought the pipe?"
I get close to him, kind of bend down to him. I have, but I'm not giving it to you until you say my name. You know
And
me.
You know me too.
Selcress types it.
Same here.
I want
Say
you to
his name.
say my name. I would like you to make me a persuasion check or an intimidation check. Which one do you think you're doing right now? I can see it either way.
I think I'm persuading.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be scary. I'm
Okay.
trying to get him to snap back into reality.
I get you. Make me a persuasion check 9. He looks at you. "Give me my pipe. I don't know who you are." And he looks around to all of you, and
Do you want me to persuade him?
Yes.
and Potson kind of looks at him. I don't
I'll
know.
persuade him.
I will also persuade.
I just don't know. It's
Trash King, you made an alliance with me, so you better not go back on it.
And she just points at him imperiously, as she probably did the first time they met.
Yeah, and you promised
she'll-
that you would work out with me.
And she'll do a persuasion
I
check.
puked on you to save you from Master Clean.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't you tell me something about Yeti jerky?
Oh, yeah, here.
Ugh.
and he begins.
Why
kind
do
of
you
like-
have that?
And he begins kind of.
God, a wizard gave it
Why
to me.
does he have any of it?
He begins kind of like smelling the air as you puke up the Yeti jerky, and he's hearing all of these words.
You had this all over you.
And he looks at you and he goes, "That's not important right now. I need the pipe, Euchaunkas. Give it to me."
Hmm? What was that? Who am I?
I don't
You just said it.
know.
No, you know. Look, the pipe's not going to solve anything unless you
Look,
fix your head first.
Potson. He looks over at the kind of knight, his Mort knight right now, and Potson kind of like stands up as he says that, and he goes, "Can you give me the pipe, please? Help me." And he's starting to look kind of like scared as he's backing up, kind of like an away from you. He's not running into trash. He's just scared.
Euchaunkas, give him a pipe.
No.
Junkus, he said
You
your
don't
name.
have- Gee, yes,
Are
I didn't
you
understand
afraid
it.
to remember?
What did you ask him, Sword?
I said, are you afraid to remember something?
Afraid? I am the Trash King. I am afraid of nothing. The world is my domain. All that you see before you belongs to me.
Then prove it.
I am the Trash King. And he looks at you kind of like, "What would you ask of me?"
Say our names.
Prove you're the Trash King.
And he kind of,
I've seen what you can do.
and for a brief
Do it.
moment, he kind of thinks for a second, and he goes, "Fine, I'll take back what's mine." And he kind of stands up, and you see for a brief second he pulls the crown off of his head and just polishes a little bit of grime on it. And he just throws it out towards you, Euchaunkas. I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw. What'd you roll on that, boy?
17.
That's a half damage. And you are going to take half of 26 points of damage here, as he blasts you with powerful radiant damage, a magic that he uses very rarely, and you've seen him use it on you one time before, a number of years ago.
Son of a, you're gonna have to do better than that.
And as he begins,
really?
as he begins kind of polishing more of it, he goes, "Very well, I am the Trash King. I will destroy you as I have previously." And he throws at you another kind of blast from the Crown of Stars.
So,
Give me another dex save, as you're now just taunting the Trash King and goading him on here.
Potsum, you have any tea or something? This could take a while.
I didn't mean to do that.
You're dead. Like deader than dead.
Loaded today.
You take another
15.
You take another 15, and he looks at you, and he just kind of holds out his hand, like expecting the pipe.
I hold it up. What's my name?
And he goes, "You are Euchaunkas, and you have crossed the Trash King!" And he throws up his hands, and you watch as the sky grows dark and cloudy as he begins unleashing his ultimate technique, and he begins summoning a storm of trash and anger.
See, that's what I wanted to see. I toss him the pipe.
And he kind of takes the pipe into his hands, and instantly as he grabs onto it, the storm dissipates, and you just see this look on kind of pass over his face. And he goes, "Euchaunkas, Selcress, Kurogan, sword.
Hi, Josh.
What happened to Bartholomew?"
Oh, he's probably dead.
Yeah, I think the old man's not really kicking anymore.
Unfortunate things
But we'll bring him back.
Hey, but
Where's-
do you have
where's-
the Bartholomew bucks?
Euchaunkas, please.
No. Hold on. This could be important.
He might be onto something, actually.
He looks at you and he goes,
Like trash ones.
"What are Bartholomew bucks?"
Oh, that was an illusion thing.
Oh,
God.
man.
I never
How did you pay us before?
paid. Bartholomew always just told me I could use as adventurers.
Bartholomew pay us? But
Wait.
have you ever heard of a Bartholomew buck?
Yeah, I know about those. That's what you guys get paid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have any? Or do
No.
we could find some. If I was the Green Sun, I'd probably throw them in the trash.
But,
I
yeah,
don't know if there's
probably.
any
But
around
anyway,
here, but the Trash King kind of looks at you and he goes, "This isn't my home anymore."
no.
Well, not right
We
now.
got a place, though. If you want to come with us.
I'd like to leave here.
All right. Come on home with us, then.
Wait, but before we go, you're able to find, like, any piece of trash, right?
He kind of looks at you and he nods. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to describe a Bartholomew buck to you. If you can find it...
Euchaunkas.
No. Go with me here. I have an idea, a thought.
Okay.
If you can find it in the trash, that would be helpful.
He thinks for a moment and he begins he just takes the pipe and kind of sticks it downwards into the ground and begins focusing, and he just goes after a while. "There are none here, from what you've described, but I will focus on this more if you need me to do this."
I think we'll need some.
"But I am the Trash King! You cannot tell me what to do! I am the ruler of all things! Return me somewhere else, somewhere filled with trash and pleasant, my kingdom!"
Potsum, you coming? We got a long walk. It's gonna be a really long walk. I hope
Yeah,
you
we
like
gotta
Ice Spy.
climb.
Potson looks at you and he goes, you know something, I'm really glad for what you did today, but I don't think I should see your whole situation.
Oh, we've brought morts and just fixed them.
Hey, you still want to give that a shot?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, give it a shot.
Nope, not today.
That was kind of anticlimactic. Yeah, all right. I don't know. Sometimes the things that morts know, other morts know, and I don't know what other morts will know if I know what you know.
You know.
Okay.
Sorry about all the times I said no. That wasn't my intention when I started.
It's alright, just for now, hide and keep yourself hidden.
Yeah, stay in the trash.
I'm gonna hang out in the trash.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Pop over to like Lance's place if you like want us to come try and fix you.
Yes.
All right, I'll be here if you need me. I'm good with pots and I'm good with pants.
I'm sure you're the best.
That's what I can bring to the table. You know, if we're gonna like fight a war or something, or like, I don't know.
We're gonna fight a war.
Yeah, we are.
Uh,
It's the Green Sun and the rest of them. There's like 8. Don't worry about it.
And with that,
7 and 7/8.
Well, yeah, okay. 7 and 7/8.
Yeah, we did kill that one girl thing.
Yeah, the UGG. Yeah.
Yes, in her ugly boots.
Anyway, Trash, can you get to live in the trash compactor?
Yes.
ooh, this sounds like a throne befitting my grace. I will take this trash compactor and all that resides within it.
All right.
Let's go.
When the
Let's
trash
go.
compactor gets full, it crushes the trash so you can fit more trash in it.
Yeah.
Ah,
You should probably not be in there
what if
though when
I'm
it does.
in it?
We'll figure it out.
You
Yeah,
have
we'll figure
magic
it out.
thrash powers, you'll be fine.
He returns, and as the trash can's leaving, like, you can still see, like, there's something of a distant look in his eyes beyond just, like, beyond his normal degree of being a little bit out of his mind. He still doesn't look like he's fully himself, but he's a lot more awake than when you first kind of saw him.
We will
And-
need to restore his trash before he gets full.
But you kind of climb out of this pit of trash. The number of times the word trash has been said tonight, I can't even fathom.
Been a
And
lot.
you walk across the empty plateau of the Trash Kingdom and eventually return up to the moon base, to Roger, to your
Roger.
friends still fighting.
Roger.
I thought he might be here, actually, but no. And he goes, yes, what is it, Euchaunkas?
We're gonna have to start littering,
I don't know what that...
like in a specific spot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if he should be up here. We work really hard to keep things kind of orderly, and
Just put it in
no,
the trash.
we're not gonna
compactor.
litter in here. I'm saying we need to take our trash and dump it on that plateau.
we'll talk. Well, let's have a conversation about this later.
Yes, I agree.
Roger, we're gonna need like mort serum pretty soon, like snappy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we
just do
found
that.
some pots and
I'll
pans.
just do that really snappy because it's super easy to make mort syrup.
You
Well,
have had
it's been
several
for-
months.
Yeah.
Come on up. And with that,
And supposedly
you
you're not
guys
even
are-
alone. There's somebody working on it with you.
Well, at
and
least on one good note, we have this roach creature.
Yes,
mechanical
I
toy we
hand the
killed. Yeah, it's apparently got some kind of tracking device in it that just changes to track whatever you're thinking of, so it might be useful.
For finding the other relics.
I'll start working on that too once I'm done with this mort serum. There's just a lot of things.
Yeah, so like in another couple months, maybe a year.
Yeah, who knows?
A lot of
Make-
time.
Hold
And with
yourself,
that,
Roger.
as you guys berate Roger for the rate at which he works, you have
Not unlike
successfully
Bartholomew.
That's true. You have successfully completed this adventure. Each of you have earned 0 Bartholomew bucks. You've gained no experience, but you have returned and saved an old
We
friend
gained allies.
and a powerful ally. And with that, this adventure will come to a close. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you for having us. We love to play D&D time, yes?
And I love to play D&D time. And you know what else I love? Is the outro screen. The outro
Alright,
screen.
bye. Love you guys.
Goodbye. I'm on the outro screen now.
How do you feel about the bonanza, Pete?
All right, moved away. I'm gonna do it. We're on the outro screen. Hello, everybody. This is me, Pete. I love you all very much. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight and joining me for games and watching and playing with, and just having a grand old time here on Pete and Jeremy's D&D time. There's some really fun adventures tonight.